I spent over $2,000 on 2 GPS dog collars to answer one question. Which one actually keeps your dog safe when it matters most? Because apparently buying just one and trusting the reviews wasn't an option, since every review sounds like it was written by the marketing team. So today, we're putting the SpotOn Nova and the Halo Collar 5 head-to-head on the sniff test. Plastic. Don't know what I expected. Out of the box, Halo makes a great first move. It's lightweight, low profile, and immediately looks more comfortable than SpotOn. Thinner strap, sleeker design, less NASA prototype. Setup is refreshingly simple. Download the app, pair the collar, draw a fence with your finger, done. The app is clean, intuitive, and forgiving for anyone who doesn't enjoy tech tutorials. Honestly, at this stage, Halo felt like it might win on vibes alone. Then, there's SpotOn. First reaction, this thing has presence, gravitas. It's heavier, more rigid, and clearly packed with hardware. 2 distinct sections, one for feedback, one for antenna, and noticeably more bulk, especially for smaller dogs. I genuinely wondered if this would be too much for our smallest tester. That said, the details are smart. A physical quick start guide, thank you, a multi-tool that actually serves a purpose, and a hidden power button between the contact points so your dog doesn't accidentally shut it off mid-zoomy. Charging is also a big improvement. No giant dock, just plug it in and move on. Based purely on first impressions, Halo felt more comfortable and approachable, but first impressions aren't always reliable. Dave from Quiznos, I'm really sorry I was awkward 3 weeks ago. Please still make sandwiches for me. But the point is, SpotOn is built around precision. It doesn't rely on cell service to run fences. Everything works off satellites using its own location system and a much larger antenna than its competitors. Translation: better accuracy, especially in tough environments. You can build unlimited fences from 1/3 of an acre to absurdly large properties, and the core containment works without a subscription. Cellular tracking is optional, meaning you pay once for this collar and you may be done with the money. That's not the case with Halo, so there is no truly cheaper option between the two. Don't look at the two prices, they're lies. You can add forest mode for heavy tree cover, off-grid mode for zero internet setups, and a rugged waterproof build assembled in the USA. Battery life lands around 30 to 36 hours with tracking, more without. Halo takes the opposite approach. It's lighter, easier, and aggressively user-friendly. It uses dual-frequency GPS and AI filtering and checks location about 20 times per second. Battery life stretches up to 48 hours, and it fast charges in about an hour. Halo's secret weapon is Bluetooth beacons. These let you create ultra-specific keep-away zones like pools or trash cans, or send instant feedback without opening the app. You can even temporarily ignore fences for walks or car rides. Halo also supports much smaller yards and includes a built-in training program with multiple feedback options and activity tracking. But remember, Halo requires a subscription to function at all. Over a dog's lifetime, that can quietly cost more than the collar itself. It also lacks off-grid and forest-specific accuracy modes. Bottom line, SpotOn prioritizes reliability and independence. Halo prioritizes comfort and convenience. Neither is wrong, just very, very opinionated. And yes, that opinion might cost some money either way. Do you smell that? Is it time? Let's get to the sniff test. Transition! We started by testing both collars in average conditions. Open yard, decent tree cover, good cell service. And here's the honest truth. Both performed well. Once the Nova was calibrated, it delivered consistent feedback, audio warning, vibration, static correction, right where it was supposed to be. Sora responded well and the boundary stayed tight. And remember that concern about the collar being too bulky? Completely unfounded. Sora moved better with the Nova than she ever did with the old SpotOn collar. She was sprinting, playing, and the collar stayed secure without restricting her movement. Halo also worked well in average conditions. The feedback was consistent, the boundary held, and the app made adjustments easy. The lighter weight was noticeable. Sora didn't seem bothered by it at all. At this point, both collars were performing well. If you live in an area with good cell service and average GPS conditions, you'd probably be happy with either one. But average conditions don't mean at the sniff test, that's amateur hour, and that's a different channel. So we took both colors to Brand Park in Burbank, the exact same location we used for all our GPS color testing. This place is notorious for GPS challenges. Dense tree canopy, hilly terrain, and a road running right along the edge of the property. If a collar's gonna fail, it's gonna fail here. There isn't a dog on planet Earth that deserves a bad day, but this one deserves it the least. She's better than your dog, and that's science. Once the Nova was calibrated and locked in, it was flawless. Every single time we approached the boundary, the pattern was identical. Audio warning, vibration, static correction, right where it was supposed to be. The boundary line on the app matched up perfectly with where the corrections were happening. Even under heavy tree cover, the Nova stayed within 3 to 6 feet of drift. Now, let's talk about halo. In average conditions, halo performed well, but in Brand Park, under heavy tree cover with challenging GPS signals, the cream of the crop when it comes to sniffing and testing, the drift was noticeably more pronounced. The boundary fluctuated by about 6 to 10 feet, and there were moments where the feedback wasn't as predictable as the Nova. To be clear, it did work on one side of the boundary just fine, but the difference in accuracy near the trees and near the road was bad. Trees, I don't mind Sora going near, but roads? Not a fan of her approaching those with no warning. She's curious by nature. She also hates being picked up, but I just wanted to because she's such a good girl. You are. And here's the thing. SpotOn's claim of 40% less drift isn't something they slapped on the website to look good. It's real. In the same exact location under the same exact conditions, the SpotOn Nova delivered tighter, more consistent boundaries than Halo. So, after testing both colors side by side, here's what I found. SpotOn Nova passes the sniff test. If you want the most accurate system, period, get the new SpotOn Nova. The 40% less drift is real. The boundary consistency is unmatched. And when you factor in total cost of ownership, upfront versus perpetual subscription fees over 10 years, SpotOn is actually the more affordable option long term. That said, there's a learning curve. The collar needed time to calibrate, the app is more technical, and it's bulkier than Halo. Halo has legitimate strengths. The collar is lighter and more comfortable, the app is cleaner and easier to use. The Bluetooth beacon system is genuinely clever. If you live in an area with good cell reception and average GPS conditions, Halo is a solid choice. But the drift is more pronounced in challenging conditions. The mandatory subscription adds up fast, and in GPS-challenged environments, Halo doesn't perform as well as SpotOn. If you came up to me on the street and asked me which one I'd actually keep and use long-term, I'd say to back up and give me space. I don't like being put on the spot like that. But once we got to know each other better, I'd say the SpotOn Nova. The accuracy advantage is just too significant to ignore. Just let me warm up to you though. Don't approach product reviewers on the street so aggressively. That's how you end up panicked at Quiznos. Thanks for watching. Remember, we have discount codes for both collars below, and yes, they're affiliate links, so if you found this helpful and you're buying one anyway, I'd appreciate the support. It'll support the channel at no additional cost to you. Here's my final advice. Give yourself a dedicated testing day. Don't judge either collar based on your first 15 minutes. Both have a learning curve, and if you rush it, you'll have a bad experience. Test it where it counts, because accuracy matters more than anything else. We'll see you in the next one.